Welcome to the Excited Bull podcast. I'm Kim, and this is my weekly podcast where I talk about books and shows and movies and knitting and crochet and whatever else I can get up to while I'm here in my home in Norman, Oklahoma, where I live with my fiance Jason, our 3 dogs, and a bunch of family. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are a new viewer, hello. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. This is episode 5, and it is the one where I'm going to talk about my goals for 2018. It is January 14th, 2018 at 11:58, so I filmed this entire episode, and for some reason my camera, which is my phone, decided that 10 minutes in, we're just gonna be done. So this is round 2. So my tea is a little cool. You're just gonna get to see a white mug because it's a left-handed mug, because I snagged Jason's mug this morning. It's his Oklahoma Sooners mug. It was just readily available, so I grabbed it. He didn't drink anything in it anyway. But he's a lefty, I'm a righty, so you're not going to see much of that. And that is, in there is Bigelow Constant Comment Black Tea. It's just kind of a basic tea. So from my mom and from my dad, I got 2 different sets of tea infusers for loose leaf tea for Christmas time. And I have just not managed to go by the tea shop and get some loose leaf tea, so we are working with that today. Okay. I feel like I missed a step. Ugh, I hate when I do this with my recording. Anyway, Black Mirror is my first show I'm going to talk about. I binged watched season 4, and I enjoyed season 4. It's not my favorite season. My favorite season's definitely last season, season 3. Last season we had the Bees episode, San Junipero, which feels. Soldier and Roaches episode, I think it was like Man on Fire, Man at the Fire, something like that. That episode really resonated with me. I really thought that was a great commentary episode. That virtual reality video game horror thing, scared the Jesus out of me. That Likes episode, I think it was called Nosedive, was the official name of the episode. I call it the Likes episode. That one probably is one of my favorite episodes so far of all of the seasons. Maybe. Anyway, mostly due to the fact that, as scary as it sounds, that's possible for our world. Like, the way it's going, that's totally plausible. Let that sink in. If you've seen that episode, that's terrifying. Anyway, so season 4, we had episode 1 where it was that Star Trek kind of thing. That guy was a douchebag. Like, oh my god, I wanted to slap him. He is awful. But it was pretty good other than that. Episode 2, the Archangel episode. That one messed with me a bit too. That one, I may try and do a mini or a sub podcast about this show. I know I keep saying that, and I still need to do the Star Wars and the Broadchurch ones, but maybe this afternoon, if my camera decides it's gonna work after the fiasco a few minutes ago, maybe I'll try and do another one this afternoon, because I really want to talk about some of these. They're really, it's such a weird, twisted show. It's really good. Hang the DJ, which was episode 4. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the premise. Again, it's another one of those that totally could see happening, but I didn't like the ending very much. I'm wondering if I just didn't get it and I need to watch it again. I may give it another watch. But my favorite episode of the season was episode 6, the Black Museum episode. It was great. It had a little bit of the horror, a little bit of the gross out. It definitely got you in the feels towards the end, especially. I loved the little mini stories throughout the primary episode. It was spot on, in my opinion. That's it, and Nosedive are like right there battling it out for my favorite episode of all of this, the entire show. So I'd say give Black Mirror a try. As I've said before, season 1, episode 1 is a brutal episode to start with. I'm still astonished they started with it. But give it a watch if you like weird shit. It's weird. I'm still trucking along on the X-Files season 5. I kind of put it on pause in order to binge Black Mirror, so I haven't really made any progress there. Books, sorry, I have a sneeze that's trying to happen. It's not going to happen though, so I'm just gonna try and not make any more weird faces for it. I'm still working on Goldfinch for my book. I am a little under halfway done. I really can't, in all honesty, tell you guys I'm halfway through it, but I did make a dent in it. It's still really good. There are a couple bits I am trying to look into the legality of if I can read a snippet. Like, I'm talking a paragraph of it on here. If anyone knows the legality of that, and if I'm able to, let me know. If I need to contact a publisher, or yeah, I really want to read a couple segments, because Donna Tartt, oh God, this woman, no wonder it takes her as long as it does to write her novels, because her word choice, her way of constructing sentences is so beautiful and intricate, and it's phenomenal. Like, she is probably one of my absolute favorite modern authors. Her and Neil Gaiman. I really enjoy Stephen King. I enjoy Stephen King's work for a whole different reason, though. I like the horror, you know? I like the scare. Alright, on to audiobooks. I did finish Garth Nix's Lady Friday. I finished that last night, so I haven't talked about it really at all. And I downloaded Superior Saturday. I have not started Superior Saturday yet. I have it and Lord Sunday, I think, is the last book. And then I'll be done with that series. And when I'm done with that series, I'm really excited about my next book. My next book, audiobook, is going to be Artemis by Andy Weiss. I can't remember how you're supposed to pronounce it. Who wrote The Martian. Which, if you have only seen the movie The Martian, listen to the audiobook, check out the regular book, whatever. It's so funny. It deals with all the feelings and the, like, fear of that awful predicament that guy is in. But it has got so much humor to it. I was laughing out loud in my office listening to The Martian. So I'm really excited for Artemis, which is read by Rosario Dawson, who I also adore. So, as soon as I finish the Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix, I'm going to definitely dive straight into Artemis. Now, into Craftsy time. So, my stuff's probably a little disarrayed because I did this already. You just didn't get to see it. So, we are going to start with our whips, which I have 3 active whips. I have 3 whips that I am calling hibernating right now because I haven't touched them. I need to get them finished, but we'll talk about them in a minute. First, we're going to talk about active whips. So, I'm going to start with my Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, My Sister Shawl Mystery Knit-Along. So, if you do not want to see Clue 1 and Clue 2 of that mystery knit-along, scroll forward until you see the next project. Skip ahead, turn it off, come back later. Whatever you need to do. But I don't want to ruin it, so I'm throwing out that there's spoilers for that right now. Sorry for all the clanging. I'm trying to make sure right side's facing. Okay. So we remember from Clue 1, we had the eyelets, And the beautiful broken seed and the granite colorway, which the light's a little better this time, and look at the colors in there. And then we got into the other eyelet section with the black magic colorway, which is just awesome. And then we started clue 2, which is, boom, look at all that lace. Look at that. This is the most complicated lace I have ever done in my knitting career. I do have a couple little bits that got a little off. I don't know if you can tell here. I'm going to try and put maybe a better picture of this in there. Anyway, I'm calling them design elements, and I'm rolling with it. Oh, there's a better one. Yeah, there's a little off, but I'm calling them design elements, and I'm rolling with it because I'm still super proud of that lace. And the other really exciting thing that happened in Clue 2 is this has all been, you know, just a straight rectangle so far. Clue 2, we started to decrease. So I have a little, only on one side. So this is still straight, and this is coming in. So maybe with Clue 3, which we should get tonight, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. They did say it was going to be a Monday Clue release, but they have been releasing them Sunday evenings. So maybe tonight I'll get to see Clue 3, and maybe I'll get to see a little more shape take shape. Pun intended. But I'm super excited about that. Alright. Mystery Knit Along done. Next one, because that lace section was a little more brain power than I had for like brunch or breaks at work, I did work on my 2 at a time socks quite a bit, which I really like. I got to do the red stripe, which is the last color in the repeat. So the next will be an orange again, and then we'll start the repeat over. But they're super cute. They're coming along. They're almost half of my foot, which I know it looks tiny, but I have tiny feet. The toe's a little funny looking. I don't know if you can. It's kind of an odd shape, but on my foot it doesn't look bad. So I'm trucking along on them. I think they look pretty good on. I'm pretty excited to have them done. Maybe eventually. My third current active whip is this. It's just a chunky hat for myself. I have to get better about selfish knitting, you guys. I'm awful. I give away everything I make. But this is just Lion Brand Woolies Fisherman colorway. And it's just a chunky hat that I wanted in a neutral color for myself so that I could just throw it on if I needed something warm on my head. A quick side note, though. I went to my local yarn store because I needed size 11 needles, DPNs, for hats, because I did this and I have another one that's a finished object that I'm about to show, but I needed size 11 needles and I didn't have any in DPNs, and I've been really struggling with DPNs, double pointed needles if you're unaware, in larger sizes because I can't find them in metal at either my local yarn store or at the Michaels here in town. All I'm able to find is bamboo needles. And while I like the bamboo, I think they're really good. I think they're really good for beginners because they've got that extra grip to them so your stitches don't slip right off. They also, I'm tough. I have fairly tight tension. Most of my projects travel at least a little bit. So they end up in bags and in cars, and sometimes they get squished, all of that. So I was struggling because I was cracking tips on the bamboo needles. I was breaking the whole needle, even on the thick ones. So I've been struggling to find it, and everything I saw online, I just couldn't find anything I was really digging. So I went to the local yarn store yesterday with my friend Hannah. We went to brunch, and then I took her over there to show her some stuff there at the shop. My local yarn store is L&B Yarn Co., by the way. If you are in the Norman area, it is a fantastic little shop. They do classes. They have beautiful yarn. They're super helpful there. I love that yarn store. Anyway, I came across these, which I can't show you all 4 or all 5 because the other 4 are in my hat. Didn't think that through. But this is Brittany brand. Yeah, that's not going to pick up. It's super light on there. But it is made in California from sustainably harvested birch needles. And they come with a 5-year guarantee. Both the packaging and the needles are 100% recyclable, which I think is really cool because I'm trying to cut down on my plastic waste. I'm going to show you the packaging just so you can kind of see. Focus. Maybe. There it goes. Ah, there it goes. Hey, I did it. Little patience. Sorry, y'all. But they're about the exact same price as the bamboo needles I was buying from like Michael's. And I like them so much better, you guys. They're so much like sturdier. They're not super, I don't know if we can get, yeah, they're not super pointy. Kind of blunt tipped, which I know some people hate. I don't mind so much because I tend to split a lot more when I have really pointy needles. So, especially for chunky projects like this, where the yarn's naturally already kind of splitty because it's so big and it's so fluffy, I like the blunt tips a little bit. I sped through my finished object, which we will segue into my finished object. I have a friend who is having some medical issues right now, so I wanted to make him a little hat just to kind of say, you know, hey, thinking about you, all of that. And so I used Lion Brand Woolies Coney Island colorway, which, look at it. It's so cool. It's so fun. I'm going to flip the cuff down. Look at the colors. Oh, it's just so fun. It's such a blast. I used a hat pattern that was specifically designed for Lion Brand Woolies hats. It's a smidge small, in my opinion. It fits my head, but it fits my head fairly snugly, and I have a fairly tiny head. So I'm going to have Jason try it on tonight when he gets home from fishing. And if it's too small on him, I'm probably going to frog it all out and redo it so that, because I don't want to give him a hat that's too small, you know? But I'm using the same pattern for this, but I already increased the stitch count by 8 stitches. So I think this will be significantly bigger, and if it is, I may just, you know, use that hack of that pattern, so to speak, to remake his if it's too small. I hope it's not too small, but I think it's going to be too small. And that's my only finished object I have for this week. I've been working fairly monogamously on my mystery knit along, especially with that complicated lace, and my socks for my traveling projects. And I haven't done much else. I have the 3 hibernating whips, my sister's sweater, that beautiful cotton oversized sweater I'm knitting for her, my stepmom's shawl, that West River Drive shawl, and Jason's throw chair blanket, which may end up getting frogged. We haven't fully decided yet. We've been talking about it. I got him an electric blanket for Christmas last year, and then for this last Christmas, my mom got him an OU blanket that is like the perfect size for him. And it's fleecy and it's super cozy, and he really loves it. Like, Mom, you did really good with that present for Jason. He loves that blanket. So we were kind of talking about if I just frog that whole blanket and save the yarn, because it's really good. It's crimson and cream. It's OU colors, which is Jason's favorite colors. If I just save the yarn and make something else for him out of it, I may make him, ooh, I may make him one of these hats. I'm on a hat kick, apparently. Out of it. That'd be really cute. But I haven't decided with that yet. And if I frog that, I will be back down to 5 whips. I'm I did that episode about whip management, and I cursed myself. I should never have done that, because it made me sound like I'm so good about keeping my whips down to a manageable size, and I'm not. Especially this time of year. Everything, Christmas is done, and I have all of the projects, you know, that I want to do. Alright, moving right along. We're going to go into the news. Not the news. I don't care. We're not going to talk about the news. That's not what this podcast is about. I have opinions on all that, but we're not going to talk about it here. So, Craftsy news. I started, you know, on New Year's, I did my first mystery knit along. I've been working on that. It's a first for me. So, there's that. And then, yesterday, I signed up for my very first entry into a fiber share. I'm so excited. So how it's going to work is they get everybody's entries and they pair us. Well, they like double pair us. I'm going to get contacted by someone who's going to send me a fiber share package, and I'm going to contact someone who I'm going to send a fiber share package to. So I'm really excited. I really hope I get paired with some great people and I get to make a couple new friends out of this. I did post the badge when I signed up yesterday to my Instagram, so if you are interested, and I tagged the people who are running it. So if you're interested, go there, take a look. I'll also put the info in the description box down below. I'm really excited. I really hope there's a lot of fun people and fun things that happen with this. I'm really trying to expand my knitting community, both online and in real life, so it's exciting. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I can't remember now if I said in the beginning of this that this was supposed to be the episode talking about my 2018 goals. But that was one of the things I wanted to touch on towards the end here. Now that we've gotten through books and movies and show. Well, I didn't do any movies. Did I see any movies this week? I don't think so. We didn't really watch any movies this week. It's been kind of busy, hectic for us. Anyway. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. If you're new, if this is your first episode, I'm sorry. I'm super scattery today. Okay. So, goals for 2018. My book goals are 12 hard copy, like, actual books that I sit and I read with the pages in my eyeballs. 12 books. It's a much lower number for me than previous years, but since I have become obsessed with yarn, I don't have as much time. I don't make as much time to read paper books anymore. So 12, I felt like it's a book a month. It's a fairly decent clip for me. I don't tend to read that fast anymore, but that's why it's a goal, right? You gotta push yourself a little. 30 audiobooks for the year, which is, again, a little more than I usually manage, so it's a goal. We're going to push ourselves to try and get there. And then for my craft goals aren't a number necessarily. I don't feel like I need to say I need to make 30 objects this year, because I could make 30 hats in January if I really pushed myself for it. My goals are more specific, I guess. Like, I want to have all of my handmade Christmas presents done by Thanksgiving. I don't want to be stressing on that time between Thanksgiving and Christmas about trying to get them done and get them shipped. I want them all done by Thanksgiving. That way, right after Thanksgiving, I can put them in the mail and get them off to their recipients. So, that's goal number uno. Goal number 2 is to make Jason his first pair of knitted socks. I said last week that I got that loops and threads wool-like acrylic nylon yarn, and I was going to make him his first pair of handmade socks out of that. However, I talked to him about it. I showed him that yarn, and he said what he really wanted for his first pair of hand-knit socks was like thick, warm, woolly socks, which kind of surprised me. Shouldn't surprise me because he's out fishing right now and he has thick, warm, woolly socks on that I didn't make him. So that's goal number 2, is to make Jason a pair of warm woolly socks he can wear fishing, he can wear around the house. Maybe make him more than one, but we're going for one for now. Goal number 3 is kind of out of left field, unless you've been talking to me, which is I want to try my hand at dyeing my own yarn. I just want to get a couple skeins, probably just from Michael's or my local yarn store, just, you know, regular basic. I don't want to try and get wholesale yarn. And I just want to see if I enjoy the process, because I enjoy the theory of the process. But sometimes I can enjoy the theory of processes, and then when I actually do them, I don't find them that interesting, you know? So we're going to try that. I want to try that this year. It's one of my goals. Hopefully when I do it, I also film it, because I kind of want to do that to show you guys my first try at it, just because I thought it would be fun, but we'll see. Socks for me, which we've got to start on, is my other goal. I would like to have at least one pair of hand knit socks that I can wear, and I've made. The last 2 goals for 2018, I don't say I have to have finished, but I want to have both at least started before the end of the year. I want to have a pullover sweater for Jason started, a jumper, if you're in the UK. And I want to have a cardigan for me started. Now, jumper for Jason's not bad. There's a ton of patterns. He really just wants something fairly basic. Now for me, because I live in the world of basically yarn porn 24/7, because I've created it around myself, I have 2 cardigans that I am absolutely torn on which I will make first. First is I think it's Freswig cardigan. It is a worsted weight, kind of boyfriend cardigan cut. It's longer, it's got a lot of positive ease, and it's got a great cabling detail on the 2 front pockets, which gotta have pockets, you know. Even my shirt has a pocket. It's even a functional pocket. Sorry. Anyway, and then the second one I'm torn between is the Rancher coat, or the Ranch coat, by Hohi. I don't know why I want to say her last name is Melon, but it may be Melon. I'll put the info for both down below in the description box. And that is a fingering weight cardigan. Also long, also with positive ease, but also with pockets. These are like my 3 requirements, apparently. I think what it's going to come down to is I don't have yarn yet for either version. And what it's going to come down to is finding the yarn. If I just come across this worsted weight yarn that just is like, make me into your cardigan, then I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to make the Freswig. Yeah, I'm saying that all sorts of wrong, and I'm sorry. If I find a fingering weight yarn that's just like, make me into your cardigan, the Rancher coat, it's going to happen. So that's how I'm going to kind of decide on that, I think. Oh, and I was going to show you, so I'm going to try and keep track of everything. This is an old 5-star spiral. It's been around for a while. It's got a lot of old stuff floating around in it. But so, I'm going to keep track of my 2018 finished books. I'm going to keep track of my 2018 finished audiobooks, which I need to add Lady Friday by Garth Nix too, because I finished that last night. And I'm going to keep track of my 2018 finished projects. Because while I said I'm not worried about the count, I am kind of intrigued. Last year, by December, I decided I'm going to try and keep track of what I did for the year. And I was going back through my Instagram feed and messages and trying to find all the little projects that I made. And anyway, so I thought if I just start doing it now and I just add to the list each time I finish a project, I can keep track. And it'd be a cool little thing where I can just say, this is what I did. This was my year in Craftsy. So far I have 4 finished projects for 2018. because I did not count my beautiful, awesome, I'm wearing it constantly, neck warmer, because I technically finished this before New Year's. Sorry, I can't. The cables, I'm obsessed. I swear to God, I show people, I just meet. Like, I go into stores when I have it on. I go in and I'm like, look at my cables. They're so pretty. Look at the cables. They're so awesome. Anyway, I will stop. Eventually, I will stop. I just need to take it out of here so I can't show you guys. So I didn't count that. I had the Gryffindor baby elf hat. I had the Slytherin baby elf hat. I had that messy bun hat. All three of those I showed last week. And then I have the hat that may be frogged and redone that I showed today. So that's my 4 finished projects for 2018 so far. I will hopefully do pretty good at keeping track of everything and telling you everything and showing. I'm not going to keep track of the washcloths because, as we've discussed, we're just going to say they don't count. Yeah, they just don't. Okay, and I think that's everything for this week's podcast. I hope you all have a fantastic week. If you're doing the fiber share, send me a message, like me on Instagram, follow me. I mean, super excited for the fiber share. I want to make lots of friends doing it this year. If you're doing the mystery knit along, follow me on Instagram. Let's talk. You know, we can talk about the mystery together. I will put a link to my Instagram down below. It really is the best social media for me. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, but I'm not on there. You know, I go on when I get notifications, but Instagram's the one I just go on to go on. It's also where I post the most. So, Instagram, down below. I will put a link. Come find me, follow me, have fun. I'm always in for yarn talking, book talking, movie talking, show talking, all of the things. I like to talk. Can't you tell? Bye.